Price attention, who brought us here today. Thank you very much, Susie. One of the many benefits of CEDAW is raising awareness about many things, including domestic violence, and moving forward to minimize it. And this is especially important in Long Beach, since we all know our city is struggling with homeless issues. And according to a recent report from Good Shepherd Shelter, domestic violence accounts for 21% of homelessness. I appreciate your time and vote in favor of this resolution in advance. And I also want to thank everybody in the audience who have taken the time from their busy life to be here to support CEDAW resolution. I leave you with this note that the civility of a society is measured by the way they're treating their women. Thank you.
Absolutely. Next speaker, please.
Dear Mayor and Council members, I'm Frances Rosner, President of the American Association of University Women Long Beach Branch, known as AAUW Long Beach. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you, and thank you to Councilwomen Gonzalez, Lowenthal, Price, and Mungo for bringing forward this resolution in support of CEDAW. Since 1881, it has been the mission of AAUW to advance equity for women and girls, and we've been advocating in Long Beach since 1911, a long time. In 2010, our branch sent a resolution to the National Office of AAUW in support of CEDAW ratification in preparation for AAUW's written testimony before the United States Senate Judiciary Subcommittee on Human Rights and the Law hearing, held on November 18, 2010. We're here today, still without national ratification, but with our AAUW Public Policy Action Statement still affirming our active participation in the UN Commission on the Status of Women and our commitment to ratification of the UN Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, or CEDAW. It's time for us to stop piecemealing equity for half the populace. We've had the suffrage amendment, fair financing laws, Title IX, which only applies in educational settings using federal funds, women now allowed to be in most areas within the military, and numerous attempts at pay equity. We tried to get the Equal Rights Amendment passed, and we came so close, but it didn't happen. And even with the fact that numerous studies have proven that in communities where gender equity does exist, families are happier and healthier, and businesses have stronger growth. Our 139 Long Beach branch members, women and men, are proud that our diverse and inclusive city, as you pointed out, will be declaring for human rights, joining other large cities such as Los Angeles and San Francisco as early adopter role models in this growing grassroots initiative to ensure gender equity in the United States, city by city, once and for all. Once CEDAW is implemented within our city, based upon the CSULV analysis, Long Beach will already have gender equity policies in place. As California and the rest of the nation are still passing laws about gender equity one by one. We believe that acceptance now of CEDAW is an act of a far-sighted city council. Our branch members are 100% in support of this resolution before you this evening. Thank you for your time and your thoughtful leadership. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Please come forward.
Hello, happy Women's History Month. My name is Zoe Nicholson. I live at 846 Coronado in beautiful Rose Park in the 2nd District. If you drive past my house today, you will see a suffrage flag hanging, which I hung at 1 minute after midnight last night. Good evening, Mayor Garcia, Vice Mayor Lowenthal, council members, administrators, citizens of Long Beach, and in particular, I want to thank Councilmember Price for considering that Long Beach might become a city of CEDAW. I've been active in the American women's movement now for over 50 years. In 1982, I sat on a folding chair for 37 consecutive days in the rotunda in the Illinois State Legislature, fasting on water only. I'm rather serious about equal rights. Which you know the ERA never passed, and to this day, women are not included in the Constitution. I am a scholar on the Equal Rights Amendment and a consultant on the ERA. Thank you for allowing me to speak here in March. This is one of 32 days legislated when we get to actually talk about women. Women hold up more than half the sky. Women carry most of the water from the shore to the family. Across the globe, women bear, feed, clothe, and educate the young. We care for the sick, the aging, the dying. And yet we are disposable, discarded, stoned, tortured, gutted of our sexuality, denied education. We are forced to marry at age 12. We die in early childbirth. We are denied reproductive autonomy. We are raped as a weapon of war. We are denied mobility up the corporate ladder and even driving a car. The U.S. ranks a poor 75th in women in leadership in the world, behind the likes of China, Nepal, Rwanda. When you have an opportunity like this, I am asking you to grab it, to carry it, to teach it, to be it, to do it, to behave as if it passed already. It is the work only of the most advanced privileged people who have this astonishing opportunity. As electeds, you get to bypass the uncivilized behavior of the United States Congress and become a CEDAW city. And I am here to ask you to lift the women of Long Beach and hear this global heartbeat to be a CEDAW city. Your mother wants you to do this. The 4 grandmothers of all directions want you to do this. Please stand with me in the clear light of day and say you have protected their daughters worldwide and become a city of CEDAW. Thank you.
Thank you. That was wonderful. It was like spoken word almost. So thank you.
Dear Mr. Garcia and City Councilwoman, City Councilman, I'm here on behalf of Women Intercultural Network, which is national sponsor of Cities for CEDAW campaign. Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, adopted in 1979 by the UN General Assembly. This international treaty is often described as the International Bill of Rights for Women. The 6 UN member states that have not ratified or acceded to the convention are Iran, Palau, Somalia, Sudan, Togo, and United States. Actually, U.S. has signed but never ratified CEDAW. Cities for CEDAW is a campaign to protect the rights of women and girls by passing ordinances establishing the principle of CEDAW in cities and towns across the United States. The campaign was launched at the meeting of UN Commission on the Status of Women in 2013 by the NGO Committee on the Status of Women. And I was there when Cities for CEDAW was adopted. That support the work of United Nations Commission on the Status of Women and support on the Status of Women and UN Women. Many cities has already, as other people who spoke here, shared that, like San Francisco and City of LA has, and Washington has passed ordinances. As someone who has followed CEDAW for the last 32 years and have written extensively on the importance of CEDAW, as a chair of Global Circles of Women Intercultural Network that sponsors City for CEDAW nationally, a dream is coming true for me as a resident of Long Beach since 1974, and I never ever thought that I would see the day that the CEDAW has been, a resolution for CEDAW being passed in our city. I want to thank Councilwoman Susie Price, which is for our district at the east side of CalCET Long Beach. And as we are embarking on a journey by passing a resolution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Is there a public comment? Please come forward.
Good evening, Mayor Garcia, members of council. My name is Sunny Zia. I sit on the Board of Trustees at Long Beach Community College District. My colleague Ginny Baxter wanted to be here as well, but she couldn't unfortunately tonight, and sends her support for this item. It's a great pleasure for me to be here in support of the resolution on the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, CEDAW. I want to thank you, Councilwoman Susie Price, for your leadership in proposing this resolution, along with your fellow councilwoman. It is truly great to see our leadership take meaningful action and support improving the lives of girls and women in Long Beach. Thank you for going beyond words of support